Tobit Part 1, A Journey of Faith Amid Exile. In the quiet of my soul, I, Tobit, son of Tobiel, trace the lineage of my family back through Ananiel, Aduel, Gabael, and Asiel, rooted in the tribe of Naphtali. My story begins in Thisbe, a village nestled in Galilee above Asher, where I lived until the Assyrian king Enemessar uprooted us, dragging us into captivity in Nineveh. As I reflect on those days, I see not just my personal trials, but a profound narrative of faith, resilience, and divine purpose woven through the fabric of exile. My life, shaped by adherence to God's truth, became a testament to his grace, even amidst the shadow of idolatry and oppression. In my youth in Israel, I witnessed a troubling departure. My tribe, Naphtali, turned from Jerusalem, the chosen city where the temple of the Most High stood hallowed, to worship the heifer Baal, a golden calf that mocked the covenant. Yet I alone clung to the law, journeying to Jerusalem for feasts, bringing first fruits, tithes, and the best of my flock to the priests of Aaron. This act of obedience was my anchor, a fulfillment of the decree. You shall eat before the Lord your God, in the place that he will choose. Philosophically, I ponder the human tendency to stray toward visible idols, seeking comfort in the tangible rather than the eternal. My solitary devotion was a quiet rebellion against this drift, a choice to trust in the unseen God who is a rewarder of those who seek him. As I grew, I married Anna, a woman of our lineage, and together we welcomed our son Tobias. Our life in Nineveh, however, was marked by hardship. While my countrymen ate the bread of the Gentiles, I abstained, remembering God with all my heart. This discipline earned me favor with Enemessar, who appointed me his purchasing agent. I journeyed to Media, entrusting 10 talents of silver with Gabael and Rages, a prudent act that reflected my stewardship, echoing the parable of the talents. Well done, good and faithful servant. Yet when Sennacherib succeeded Enemes, the roads grew perilous, halting my travels and testing my resolve. In Nineveh, I lived out my faith through acts of mercy. I fed the hungry, clothed the naked, and buried the dead, those caught by the city's walls or slain by Sennacherib's wrath during his flight from Judea. These acts were risky, for the king sought the bodies I hid, and a traitor exposed my deeds. Fearing death, I fled, losing all but Anna and Tobias. This loss pierced me, yet I clung to the promise. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall receive mercy. Reflecting, I see that mercy, even at great cost, aligns us with God's heart, a philosophical truth that suffering for righteousness purifies the soul. The narrative gap of my flight fills with the weight of betrayal and solitude. Stripped of wealth, I found refuge in my family and the memory of God's faithfulness. Within 55 days, divine justice struck. Sennacherib's sons killed him, fleeing to Ararat, and Esarhaddon ascended the throne. Through this turmoil, Ahikar, my nephew and son of my brother Aniel, rose to prominence as cupbearer, steward, and overseer, pleading for my return. His favor with Esarhaddon restored me to Nineveh, a sign that the Lord restores the fortunes of his people. This restoration, however, was bittersweet, shadowed by the fragility of human power and the ever-present need for divine guidance. Philosophically, I contemplate the tension between human free will and divine sovereignty. My tribe's idolatry and Sennacherib's tyranny were acts of rebellion, yet God wove them into a larger plan. My exile, though painful, positioned me to serve and witness. This mirrors Joseph's reflection. You meant evil against me, but God meant it for good. The loss of my goods and the threat to my life were not the end, but a refining fire, teaching me dependence on God rather than possessions. As Job declared, the Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. My acts of charity were not mere duty, but a response to God's love. Burying the dead, a sacred task under the law, defied the king's edict, reflecting the courage of Esther, who risked all for her people. Yet the informer's betrayal revealed the cost of righteousness in a fallen world. This experience taught me that faith is not a shield from suffering, but a light within it. As Paul writes, we are afflicted in every way, but not crushed, because we know that as you share in our sufferings, you will also share in our comfort. The transition from Enemessar to Sennacherib, and then to Esarhaddon, underscores the instability of earthly kingdoms. Ahikar's rise, however, offered a glimmer of hope, a familial bond amidst exile. His role near the king mirrored Daniel's favor in Babylon, suggesting that God places his people strategically to influence the powerful. My return to Nineveh, though under duress, was a step toward restoration, a reminder that the steps of a man are established by the Lord. As I reflect, I see my life as a tapestry of obedience and trial woven with threads of divine grace. The idolatry of my tribe, the loss of my wealth, and the danger I faced were not punishments, but invitations to deeper faith. My tithes, my mercy, and my trust in Jerusalem's temple were acts of worship, aligning me with God's will. This resonates with Jesus' teaching. Seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added to you. In Nineveh's shadow, I learned that true wealth lies in faithfulness, and true security in the God who neither slumbers nor sleeps. My story, though personal, speaks to all in exile, those separated from home by circumstance or sin. It whispers of a God who sees, sustains, and restores. As I stand with Anna and Tobias, I hold to the hope that the Lord is near to all who call on him. Tobit Part 1 is not an end but a beginning, a foundation for the trials and triumphs yet to come, a testament to the enduring mercy of the God who guides his people through the wilderness of this world.